Good evening, and welcome to another one of JC's podcasts. Of course, I'm your host JC Coleman, and we want to talk about what I'm going to talk about today is a touching subject. Um, I want to talk about pledging fraternities and sororities, but I want to talk about it from a different perspective. I want to talk about the psychology of hazing. The psychology of hazing, knowing that, I mean, from the standpoint that hazing is illegal, of course, and we know that hazing is illegal. So we're going to try to talk a little bit about why is it still happening? Why does it happen? This is going to be somewhat of a complicated episode, and I'm going to welcome everybody to give me your opinion, give me your comments, and let's talk about it because it's time to have a conversation about what's going on. Um, we're talking about this illegal process which has been banned by uh, all national Greek organizations, and at worst, it can sometimes be deadly. Recently, of course, people were talking about the news, talking in the news about a young man in Louisiana who lost his life because of hazing, and I just want everybody to know that this is not an isolated incident. Um, it's part of a very tragic pattern, uh, and it's been playing out on college campuses for decades and decades. And while fraternities and sororities have officially outlawed this hazing, we're still hearing stories like the one that we heard in Louisiana recently. So I think it's time to have some real conversation about this, and let's try to determine the psychology behind hazing, what drives hazing, why does it still persist, and although it's underground now, and how can we finally break the cycle of hazing? So first of all, I want to talk about the fact that hazing is illegal. Um, it is illegal, and in fact, 44 states in the United States have anti-hazing laws on their books, including Louisiana. Louisiana has one of the toughest laws, um, where the young man recently died, and most schools, well, many schools have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to hazing, and all the national fraternities and sororities have banned hazing. So they banned it outright. They said hazing is no longer allowed. So why is it that people are still doing it? That's the question. Why do people take part in something that has been outlawed? Well, from a psychological standpoint, a lot of it lies in secrecy. You're doing something that's in secrecy. It makes you feel like you're doing something that everybody hasn't done. Nobody really knows what's going on. Nobody know um, what you're doing, um, because you're doing it in secrecy, and it's done behind closed doors. And oftentimes it's not done on campus. It's done in basements, in parks, remote locations, and it's harder to detect. And by it being harder to detect, then it's harder to stop. And as human beings, oftentimes love challenges. They love the challenge. You love to feel like you're getting away with something. But there are some deeper reasons as to why, some deeper psychological reasons as to why people go through hazing, why hazing is still going on. Not only on the undergrad level, but also on the graduate level. And you ask yourself the question, why would a man or a woman subject themselves? We're not talking about 18, 19 year olds and 20, 21 year olds. We're talking about grown people. Why would they subject themselves to abuse and the hazing uh, to become a part of something. Why is that? What's the psychological reasoning behind it? And even more, um, I almost said disgusting. I guess it would be disgusting. Why would a grown man or a grown woman get pleasure out of beating or hazing another grown man or woman, and you're not even in a fight? And if the purpose of your organization is for brotherhood and sisterhood, how in the hell can that create brotherhood or sisterhood? There are several reasons. Um, Most people who commit hazing against someone who's at their mercy are straight cowards. They're cowards. They're cowards. They're power hungry. You never had an opportunity to take advantage of anything. So now you have some individuals at your mercy. So being the coward that you are, you're hitting them. You're doing these things because you know that they're not going to hit back. Now, if there was a situation where they would fight back and hit back, then you would not do it. But there's, you know, but hazing, and I'm talking about these organizations because I am a member of the Divine Nine, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and I'm pretty sure we have these situations in all of the Greek letter organizations. Um, you have people who are doing things in the name of the organization, and the organization have no knowledge of this activity going on. However, there are other members, there are older members who know that these type shenanigans are going on, and they won't speak about it. They won't say anything about it, and they allow it to go on. Unfortunately, you allow that stuff to happen so much, then you get a situation where somebody gets hurt or even killed, like the situation in Louisiana. Um, so there are some psychological reasons. Now, a lot of times people don't want to hear this, but and if it's you, if I'm talking about you, and you're watching this, I want you to say ouch. I mean, don't attack me. Just you say ouch because he hit me. Um, when you have individuals who were raised up, and they probably never will admit it, uh, someone has abused them, because abusers tend to abuse. Um, Someone has abused them. They never had an opportunity to get any get back. So now that you have joined this organization and you see a vulnerable individual the way you were, um, so here's your chance for some get back, because you should have had therapy to address your abuse issues. Um, the abuse could have been physical abuse, sexual abuse. You'll be surprised at the number of men who were sexually abused, um, who suppress that, and then it comes out in situations uh, like hazing and those type of situations when you're in a position of authority, or you're in a position to get some get back. Some mental abuse. Maybe someone has abused you mentally. Maybe you were bullied growing up, and and all of these things were instilled in you. They're in you. You've never addressed them. So this is your opportunity to get it all out or to release it, but you're doing it in the form of you say, well, we're pledging, and if you want to be a part of my organization, then you got to go through this. But no, baby, you're not satisfying that organization. You are satisfying that individual who is carrying out those type of abuses and atrocities against you. And it has nothing to do with becoming a member of an organization. Um, it's just that these individuals who carry this type of stuff out get some type of I guess fantasy, or they get some type of pleasure, some type of sensation for abusing you. So if you are a member of these organizations, and you like to abuse people in the name of the organization, which is totally false, um, then you might need to seek some therapy. You definitely need to seek some therapy, because you number one, you're thirsty for power. Um, you do it in secrecy, and you really are a coward, because there's a lot of fear that's within you. Because what hazing creates a power imbalance. And what I'm saying is that when you have members of the organization, they hold all the power. That's the imbalance. They hold all the power, and so the individuals that you are abusing, they feel that in order for me to become a part of this organization, they got the power to keep me out of this organization. So you don't realize they oftentimes they don't realize that they don't have to go through this foolishness. They don't have to go through it. But we live in a society now where individuals who would go through this, you don't want to be labeled as a snitch. I'm not going to snitch on the brothers or the sisters. I'm going to take it. Let me tell you something. How bad you get hazed and how bad you get abused really does not determine what type of brother or sister you're going to be. Because I know some people who took some of the worst beatings. They're some of the worst brothers you ever want to see. They have not been financial since they came into the organization, and same thing with the sisters. They have not been financial. Uh, and let me explain to you the types of people who commit hazing more often than not. Number one, it's that individual in your neighborhood who you see wearing the paraphernalia. You would call him a super member of that organization. And you say, wow, this guy's a member of the organization that I want to become a part of. Now, not realizing that this guy is really not a member of the organization. Although this guy has pledged, this guy has crossed, but if you become a member of an organization and you don't uphold the standards of this organization, the principles of the organization, uh, or the finances of the organization, basically, if you're non-financial in the organization, you once was a member of the organization, but you're not a member of the organization. That's in any organization. If you join a church and you don't live up to the standards, or you don't pay your necessary fees, or so you're not privy to the same rights and responsibilities that everybody else have who are active financial members. So are thriving for those type of people are thriving for power anyway. But uh, 9 times out of 10, if you're not paying your dues in these organizations, you're not paying your child support. You're not supporting your family. You're not being the stand up person that you supposedly pledged to be. So when you get an opportunity to try to feel superior because of what you're not doing in this organization, then that's when hazing becomes a problem. But how does this person get away with this? How do they continue to do these things? Well, I'll tell you, because there are some members of these organizations who uphold the standards. There are some members of these organizations uh, who have the power to vote on membership and those type things. But yet and still, you treat this individual as if he is or she is something special. And you know for a fact that they are not holding up uh, their duties, or they're not holding up their responsibilities as full financial, moral members of the organization. But because you wanna praise him, he's a good bruh, he's out bruh, but he's not doing anything meaningful for the organization. So those are the type of people that you have to deal with when it comes to that hazing situation. And they do it in the name of the fraternity or the sorority, and they have not gone to a fraternity or sorority meeting probably since they crossed. So, but there has to be we got to put a stop to that. So I guess the question would be: so what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Well, if you are an individual and you're thinking about joining a Greek organization, then you got to ask some tough questions because you have a right to ask questions. Um, you got to ask the question: say, if I join this organization, um, does this organization truly respect its values? The values that you claim, the values that you post on the internet, um, the values that you post in your policies, do you truly embrace those things? Or am I just, are you just saying some things because it looks good in the media, in the media and in the press releases and everything? You ask yourself that question. Um, ask, and you can ask those members those questions. And if you're already in a fraternity or a sorority, then you're going to have to be the person to speak up for that fraternity or for that sorority, because one voice can make a difference, and in some cases, that one voice can save a life. So I'm telling you, people, um, the the time has come that we've got to stop being silent, because silence give consent, and we got to tell the real story. Um, I don't have to abuse you to become my brother. I don't have to do that. I don't have to take advantage of somebody um, in order to call you my brother. Um, and I don't get any strange sadistic sensation from abusing people who's at my mercy. If I have a desire to fight, which I have no desire to fight, but if I had a desire to fight, let's fight. One on one, man to man, woman to woman. Let's fight, and let's make it fair. Uh, it's not that I'm going to bow down as a man and let some man um, abuse me because he's getting his jollies off. Um, so we've got to be the ones, the gatekeepers. We got to be the ones to speak out and forget that mess talking about being a snitch. Yeah, I'm gonna be a snitch. If I knew of any situation, yeah, I'd be the first one to snitch, and in my fraternity. And I hope the brothers see this, and I don't mind the brothers see this because it is what it is. Um, I'm a man. I'm a man. Um, so, but what I know that there's going to be some conversation about the psychology of hazing, um, about what's really going on in these organizations, and because what happens is that when one person in an organization do something, then that gives the entire organization a black eye, and people say, "Well, y'all do this, well, y'all do that," and I don't care. You can do um, 1,000 good things, but the one bad thing that comes out will always overshadow those 1,000 good things that you've done. So if you truly care about your fraternity and your sorority and your organization, and you just care about people, if you truly care about people, then you would want to step up to the plate and do something and address this foolishness that's going on. Uh, as black people, I mean, we got to be honest. We got a lot of more issues than we can deal with than to be inflicting this stuff upon ourselves, um, because it's instilled in us. We have that Willie Lynch syndrome instilled in us. I'm in charge now. I got power now, and I'm gonna do these things. So anyway, um, I want to hear your comments. Share the video, and and you know, in the comment section below here on YouTube, and or I'm going to share it on my Facebook page for those who see it on my Facebook page. Um, let me hear your opinion. Bro, hey, whatever you want to say, it's cool with me. I can handle it. This is what I do. Until next time, this is J.C. Coleman. I'm signing off. So understand, hazing is illegal. It's dangerous, and in some instances, it's deadly. So remember that. God bless you, and may God keep you. And it is our prayer.